Alright y'all, welcome back. Josh here with Josh's Lawn and Landscape. This I think is going to be the shortest video that I possibly have ever made, excluding the little shorts that I've done. Thank y'all for taking the time to watch. Just a quick update from the video the other day. And I'm going to turn the camera around here in just a second and give you the update. But first of all, I want to shout out Mr. Gerald over at Clean and Green. Watched one of his recent videos, and he just kind of gave me a little shout out in that video, so I'm returning the favor, which I pretty much shout him out in all my videos. But if you haven't had the opportunity to check out his channel yet, that's Clean and Green Lawn Service. Also, want to give a shout out to Ronaldo over at Big Suns. Good diagnostic suggestion, Ronaldo. He made this suggestion before I got to that point in my mind of thinking about this. So let me turn the camera around before the intro gets too long and let you know what's going on and what I think was the problem. So here we go. So as you can see, I'm here in the shop, but got the quick track. As I mentioned in the video the other day, when I was cutting and I moved the deck, I think picked it up to start to go over some thick leaves just to kind of mulch up at least one pass without them pushing all up on the deck, that the blades cut on or cut off and cut on, and then they started cutting on and cutting off, cutting on and cutting off. And I tried it a second time after I finished that yard towards the end with the deck up, but I just turned the PTO on and it was cutting on, cutting off. So I came in, backed it up on the ramps. The connection's good on the clutch on the bottom, checked all that. The connections were good here. This is the harness connection coming from the PTO, and I just made sure that all these other connections were just kind of pushed tight, all the little fuse connections and everything. So, and hopefully I'll be able to show you all this. So I actually took the mower out right outside the shop here and started to mow with it, and I noticed again the blade started up, and then when I went to drop the deck, as I was about halfway down, it wanted to shut off, but then it started back up, run fine. Obviously there was the key there that Ronaldo suggested to start with up and down with the deck. Hold on, y'all. I got a call coming in. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So real quick, try to finish this one up, but not to explain. So I took the mower out and started it up just like it is here. Blade started up fine, mower started up fine, which it hasn't had a problem running since I put the starter on, nothing like that. And then when I went to drop the deck, about halfway down, it did it again, like it wanted to cut off and cut on, and cut off and cut on. But when I dropped the deck all the way down, it came on, it stayed on. I made some passes around an area outside, and it was fine. So after making a few passes to see if it would act up, and it didn't, I stopped and I went to pull up on the deck, and I got about halfway up and I noticed that it was doing it again. So I got to looking. And I don't know if I have my light. I may have put it up in the toolbox, but this section of the harness, when I would pick up on it, it would, like if I'd move it a certain way, it would cut off, and then if I pushed it back a certain way, it would cut on. And so I checked these connections. These were good. And to make a long story short, what it ended up being, what I found was, if you see this little thin wire right here, this wire, see how it goes around the back? This wire, it appears as a ground wire. It has a terminal end on it. And what I found was, while I was messing with this harness, I was really just leaned over here looking down, and I noticed while I was messing with this harness that down here near the bottom of the starter, like right in this area, it looked like it was arcing, almost like a striker on a grill. You can see a little arc. And so when I moved this, I'm guessing what that was was that terminal was hanging down here by the starter and arcing off the starter. And while it had a connection, it would run. And when I moved this up to pull it back, it pulled it away far enough that it lost the connection or didn't have a current, and it was cutting off and then cut back on. So once I noticed it arcing, obviously I cut the blades off, brought it back in the shop. I cut the harness here, removed the starter bolt here, and I run this wire up here to where I could pass the bolt back through it and that other ground wire from the other day. So that's what I believe is the problem. And what I'm going to do is pull it out here, and what I may do is just stand up and pull it out of the shop where it's not quite so loud. Starting up like a champ. Just wanted to get outside the shop. And we're going to start the blades up, rev it up, and drop the deck, move the deck up and down, and see if that fixes it. Well, you saw it. Like I say, good tip, Ronaldo. So appreciate that. And it's apparently fixed. So little Johnny here is back in good operating form. We shall see tomorrow. Hopefully there's supposed to be scattered showers. It won't get rain out and I can get some more footage, but hopefully just remember, make sure you have all those wires connected. If you do the starter swap like I did in the previous video, so just make sure to check for that one wire coming out of the harness, one single black wire with a terminal end on it, and also the ground wire coming over, negative wire coming over from the battery. Those two things are on that back starter bolt. So there you go, just an update. Maybe this will be helpful for somebody down the road if you have an issue like this and you've checked all your other connections. Make sure those wires are in the proper position. Again, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And as Mr. Gerald says, I say it all the time, y'all be safe, be kind. There it is, be kind, be blessed, and catch you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.